Wee! Oh, I see that Gary L. said that is shaggin' music. I'm thinking that most definitely horizontal mambo time. Hey there, hi there, ho there, y'all. You are listening to Grammy's Rocketeer here on this Freeker Friday. And you know, according to Pastafarians, Friday is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, me hearties. Yes, we're going to be walking the plank. That's another euphemism. Just in case you didn't know that. By the way, if you didn't know, you are listening here on reallibertymedia.com, Channel 3, also on rlm.radio.xyz, and the RLM Spreaker channel, and the RLM TuneIn radio station, and the RLM Internet radio station, and all kinds of RLM out there. So, there you go. It is a freak-tastic Friday evening, and I tell you what, it is coming up on the end of April, beginning of May, for those of you that are calendarly challenged. That's a new word. And in any case, tomorrow is my baby sis's birthday. And you didn't say Scroggin music? Oh, okay. Alrighty, Gary L. In any case, it's my baby sis's birthday and we're supposed to get snow. What the hell? So, yeah, this Freaker Friday, if it starts tonight, which it's looking outside like it could, we will have some most definitely Freaker weather to go along with this Freaker Friday night. So there you go. Ain't it just entirely too much fun? I'm not looking forward to the snow, especially when I saw that the forecast is for could possibly be over 6 inches of snow. Now, you know, normally when I hear someone say could be more than 6 inches, I'm thinking, I get in a happy mood. And then they say snow. And I say, no. Oh, well. Yeah, I guess you really weren't expecting to hear that out of Grammy, were you? Well, guess what? I didn't become a Grammy, by immaculate conception, even though my name is Mary. So, just putting that out there as well. Now, gotta say hey there, hi there, ho there to everybody. And how you doing? Apparently, that is a signature remark of mine. Paint the town purple. Oh, you bet your sweet bippy I will, Moosey. I painted my hair purple. Actually, Lisa did, but, that's okay. It's teal and purple. And it really, she did the purple over some of the teal, so it's a very deep, dark purple, and it really looks cool. I've had a lot of people comment on it today and go, wow, I really like what she did. So I'm liking it. And yeah, I'm a crazy old blue-haired lady with purple highlights, lowlights, however you want to look at that. So over here on Twitterland, arg, ahoy me hearties and all that other fun stuff. I got some new stalkers. I got Ganja Girls and Vim Life are both following me, and also Amsterdam Coffee Shops. Woohoo! That's just too cool. I'm getting all kind of stalkers over here, and at least they're fun ones. I prefer the fun stalkers, don't you know? And now that I've seen all of my stalkers, yeah, I got 344. Holy crap-a-noli. I'm inching up on the 350 mark. I don't know what I'm going to do if I get there. Oh, 420 Humor, you bet your sweet ass I'm going to follow that because I already retweeted something you shared earlier. So, okay, I'm going to close Twitter because, yeah, I got weather out here, and so I'm consolidating links. Over here on the corner pocket, I see Kozu is hanging out over here, and damn it, Kozu, you beat me to the duck. What the duck? And I want to know. Frickin' smartphones. I have never said duckin' in my life, unless I'm ducking under something. But, when I'm saying mother duckin', I never say mother duckin'. Why in the hell does it always put that in there? In any case, Kozu, you weren't supposed to beat me to that duck. Damn it. I also see Nate is over here, as well as JJ's. How you doing, JJ's? Didn't get to listen in today. Darn it all. I was trying to get everything all done because, end of the pay period and trying to get my guys tended to and got all of the tickets in so that they will get paid, and they're all happy, and I'm all happy because all my paperwork is caught up. Booyah! That's always nice. So that when you go in on a Monday morning, it's like, okay, at least my paperwork's caught up. Now, the one sad thing that happened today is a coworker I found out this morning passed away yesterday, and darn it all, Marty, dude, you're going to have to just, spiritually show me your grandbaby pics now. Because, he was semi-retired. Like work every other weekend or whenever someone needed in service or parts needed time off, Marty would work. But, darn it, Marty. You didn't put in a 2-week notice on that shit. Damn it, young man. And my heart goes out to Sharon and his children and his grandchildren. I'm just glad that they were, and great-grandchildren actually, they were actually able to celebrate their 65th wedding anniversary. So, booyah. It does happen, peeps. There are people out there that actually do love each other and want to spend that much time together. Wow. So, okay, over here on Facebook, my sister Catherine is here. Sister Catherine, as well as my sister Mary B. and the lovely Moosey. And looky there, Gary L. is over here as well. So, woohoo! Yeah, you like that. You like the water massage thingy there, Gary L.? I thought that was just cute as hell. That bear was like, I. Oh, just too funny. Okay, I don't really see anybody else over here other than my ex-brother-in-law, who is still my brother-in-law, just ex now. In any case, let's see. So I'll just kind of step away from Fakey Book. And did I say hey to everybody over here? I don't know if you're over here in Corner Pocket Land or not, Sock, but hey, Sock, if you're over here in Corner Pocket Land. I haven't seen PJs for a while. Where the hell's he hiding at? Damn it. Felt a tickle. Just a tickle. Yoo-hoo. Not a fun one. There. Drink a coffee and I'm all good. Okay, now let's see. Over on that Freedoms Network, who is over there? I think I'm here. And Katie Troxel was sharing stuff. And thank you, Grimmy, for sharing that over here on that effing site as well. Truly do appreciate it. Now, to get to that place where you need to be if you want to give me static, because I get little pop-ups that let me know that, yeah, you giving me static. I get flashers from Corner Pocket because them are all flashers. Those people are all flashers over there. Flasher. But over here in the RLM, holy smokes, Moosey, I'll bet you're warmer than I am. No, Moose, it ain't, but, it's, well, beggars can't be choosers, huh? Oh, moving along. Hey there, Asmo, my missionary man. How you doing, darling? I bet... No, just keep moving. Barman is here, the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. How you doing, Barman? I also see Grimner is here, who is the RLM god. And he, along with the lovely lady Moose Girl, will be on later on this evening for the Freakers Ball. So be sure to come back, check it out, because that's always a good time. I also see the lovely Kate is here. And yeah, I saw that... Oh, you think my... Oh, cool. Sweet. My delay is very short this evening. Is it less than 6 inches? Oh, God. See, that's where my... It's freaky night. It's freaky. Gonna get freaky. In any case, where was I? Oh, yeah. Kate was rubbing it in that it was very warm down in her neck of the woods, and it's not so warm up here. Dang it. Okay, I see Cowboy is here, but then I don't see Cowboy in the lineup. What the hell? Did you fall out, Cowboy? Cowboy showed up, and there he was, gone. Okay. Beth Z is in the house. Hey there, Beth Z. How you doing? I truly do appreciate that video you shared with me about the gal from the Westboro Baptist Church. I am so glad she got out of that. Wow. And that just, oh, you got to be a brave soul to do that, to step completely away from your family like she did, knowing that they would never speak to her again. That's tough. And she's a brave, bless her heart, soul. So thank you once again for sharing that. I shared it forward to lots of other people. Chalcedony is in the house. He's still got that going on. And the lovely Chloe is here as well. And looky there, Dakota. Are you getting snow up in them thar hills, hun? I also see, I get to breathe heavy. Hi, Darth Romes. I love doing that. Can you tell? I also see Gary L is here. Hey there, Gary L. How you doing? And I'm here as well as IB Don C. And looky there, Java Doctor 2 is in the house, as well as JJ's. And P Bunyan is here. Hey there, P Bunyan. Timber. Rob Works is in the house, and I saw him sharing the bubbler several times earlier today. Naturally, I could not imbibe because I was at work. Go figure. Damn it, I hate when that happens. I also see Woodman is in the house. Hey, Woody, party! And looky there, Phantom. Hi, Phantom. I see you, sweetheart. I'm waving as if you can see me. Just the NSA can see. It's all good. I'm trying to traumatize them. BTC Bob is here. Ooh, there's one Bob. And Colfax 101, and it is most definitely chilly on that avenue this evening. Ah, there's Cowboy Tech. I see you. Yes, Moosey, I'm always happy to do the heavy breathing. Unless it's yard work. Well, no, I even like it in yard work. So, yeah, I like playing out in the yard. Oh, well. Hi, Cowboy Tech. I hope you're hearing pleasant voices, hon. I'm being a little on the obnoxious side this evening. I hope you don't mind. I also see Dimma is in the house. How you doing, Dimma? And looky there. Jehovah. Wow. That sounded like I was going through puberty for a second there. Oh, how funny, Darth Romes. My cat is not scared of bugs. My cat is like, oh, look, a moving toy. Yeah, once she kills it, she brings it to me and says, look what I caught for you. Thanks, hun. Appreciate it. She's done that with mice, too, so yay. I needed a drink again. Okay, because, I was going through that voice change shit. Where was I? Jehovah 1. Yeah, that was where my voice changed. I also see Juana Taco is in the house. Hey there, Juana. And Kozu is over here as well. And looky there, the lovely Miri B from Down Under. She's a time traveler, don't you know? Because she's already into Saturday. So, yeah. If you want to know the lotto numbers, talk to Mary B because she's already in tomorrow. North Force is here. Hey there, North Force. How you doing? As well as Pon sauce. That's just fun. And the lovely Rain. Hi, Rain. How are you doing? And looky there, Slim Jim Flim is here. Hey, Slim Jim. So, are you still ostracized from that other chat room, or are they letting you go in there and play again? I hope they let you go play. There's nothing like getting into a little verbal tete-a-tete sometimes. I also see Stats Bob is here, as well as Tip Bob, and to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Vil. E_. Just gotta throw that in there, just 'cause I can. So, he runs it. That's funny, Darth. That is funny. Wow. Neither one of my kitty cats are scared. Okay, due to economic cutbacks, the light at the end of the tunnel has been turned off. If you were to see a light at the end of the tunnel, turn around and run away because it's a train. Woo woo. It's going to run your ass over. Okay, let's see. I don't know that I really put anything in my pocket today. I really just did not prep for this at all. So, well, we're all going to wing it. Oh, I know. I did put a couple of things in here. I have this one. It's from Board Panda, and it really doesn't translate well for me to read, but I will go ahead and share it for you. It's just so frickin' funny. It's like, holy crap. I mean, this person must be totally... I'll read the little paragraph preceding it, but then I'll let you guys just peruse it on your own because it is pretty darn funny. A 35-year-old man from Wisconsin was enjoying his day off from work recently when a text suddenly appeared in his inbox. "Honey, please grab milk and lunch meat on your way home," read the message. Given that the man, who goes by the name of Valakskin, wow, I don't even want to know what the hell that is, was already at home, and given that he didn't recognize the number, he figured that the sender had obviously contacted the wrong person. Despite repeatedly trying to convince them of this, however, the sender refused to believe that they weren't talking to Jess, their own 18-year-old daughter. And as you can see, things escalated rather quickly, which, yes, they did. And poor Jess, I feel so sorry for her. There you go, Darth. Turn back. We fucked everything. Oh, shit. F-bomb. 19 minutes in. Boo-hoo. Yep. Definitely Moosey Derpsconsin. That is pretty funny, though. Very funny. And that mom. Wow. Talk about being a paranoid mom. Apparently your child is an obnoxious child that just plays with you all the time. I recognize that. I have one that does that to me occasionally. But I found it extremely amusing, and yet I did really feel bad for Jess. So, poor child. I'm sure she, yeah. Of course, well, no, because when you get towards the end of it, I'm not going to spoil it. But still, yeah. Mom's a little on the psycho side. Just a wee bit. I'm thinking she's probably got a pink hat in her closet somewhere. That's all I got to say about that. So, let's see. Where else do I want to be? Do I want to go there? No. Oh, here is one that I want to go to because, everybody is so easily butthurt these days. And everybody seems to jump on the bandwagon of, I'm sorry, even though they're not. Even though they're not one bit sorry. They always wind up apologizing all over themselves, leaving a great big mess for someone else to clean up because they wind up resigning. Case in point. This is from HeatStreet.com. A Huffington Post editor resigns in shame over hoax article that said white men shouldn't get to vote. Now, what did she expect? Now, this is dated April the 23rd of this year. But, wow. Earlier this week, the gullible Huffington Post published, defended, and later retracted an article in its South African edition calling for white men to lose their right to vote. Sounds like an Onion kind of thing that, yeah, honey, it's okay. I've gotten bit by the onion as well, and just laugh at it. It's all good. Nothing wrong with admitting that you got bit by the onion bug, or whomever it was. The Post was revealed to be a Sokol affair or Sokol affair like hoax. It was written with intention of outing the publication's political bias. HuffPost South Africa reporters wasted no time in uncovering the author of the piece and confronted him at his place of work. And he was forced to resign. Now see, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. You know, if it was something that was written by someone else and then you guys picked it up and ran with it, you getting him fired because he wrote something farcical or a hoax, and y'all bid at it, why should he be fired because you were the dumbasses that bid? I don't get it. In any case, now Huffington Post SA editor-in-chief Varishni Pillai resigned this week following an investigation into controversial article and a severe ruling by South Africa's press ombudsman, whatever the hell that is. The CEO of Media24, which operates HuffPost in South Africa, issued a statement calling the article's publication hugely damaging to their reputation. You didn't think about that before you published it? Duh. Responsible journalism is at the heart of what we do. It's the currency we trade in, said Media24 CEO Asmer Weidman. Really? Responsible journalism out of the HuffPo. Who'da thunk? This is in an area of fake news. Oh, hey, you're calling yourself out at least. I know only too well that our editors spend an inordinate amount of time checking the veracity of information before they publish. When our systems fail, we are not just alarmed, we're outraged. This is a sad day for journalism. Once again, I'm thinking HuffPo journalism. I'm thinking that's enough said right there. Apparently, the head of News24.com announced that they were accepting Pillai's resignation and announced that the company will be making changes to editorial management to address the internal issue that made the situation possible in the first place. And the impact that it had on society at large, the company and its staff. I'm thinking, if she had some kind of a bias and this just happened to agree with that bias, then she ran with it. I have a tendency of doing that myself. But seeing as how y'all pretty much know that I laugh all the way through this shit anyway because I don't take any of this crap seriously. And if I do take it seriously, y'all know I do. Because lots of F-bombs go flying. Just saying. Apparently, South African press ombudsman Johan Retief found that the controversial blog post was both discriminatory and constituted hate speech. Oh, I truly do despise that whole phrase, hate speech. Because, I don't think skin color or sexual orientation or religious affiliation or any of that other fun stuff, or gender, for that matter, should be considered in hate speech. I'm thinking anybody that says something truly hateful with the intent, and when it's truly hateful, it has to have that intent, the intent to cause harm. It doesn't make any difference who you're saying it about. If someone is spreading shit with the intent to cause harm, then I think, okay, go ahead, call it hate speech if you want. I think it's just entirely too namby-pamby. Somebody said something mean about me. I think that's hate speech. No. Grow a pair. Whether it's tatas or balls, whichever, but grow a pair, okay? So, let me be short and sweet. This is the article here, not me, because I don't know how to be short and sweet. I'm short, but I'm not too sweet. So, let me be short and sweet. If disenfranchisement of anybody, whether white males or black females for that matter, is not discriminatory, the meaning of discrimination should be redefined, wrote Retief in a 14-page finding. Wow, 14 pages. I would have said, this is bullshit, and it's just pretty much somebody having a knicker knot moment. Moreover, The reasons given for such malicious suggestion certainly were denigratory. I would think more, whatever. Was it not a hoax article to start with? I do not believe that this statement needs any further justification. Okay. And I do not believe for one moment that such discriminatory and denigratory opinions can be described as being in the public interest, especially given the country's history of its struggle for liberation. You know what, honey? Sometimes you have to have that ugliness out there just so people can be reminded that there is ugliness out there and to not go there. That is how you do not wish to be. So when you try and eliminate all kind of ugliness, it's still going to be there. It's just going to be under the surface now. People are going to talk about it in whispers. You're not going to make the ugliness go away just by saying, you can't do that, and making a law. You got to change the mindset. Making laws ain't going to change it. Apparently, this is also to disenfranchise a section of the population once again, and would indeed represent a huge step backwards. One that may have some serious unforeseen consequences. And you want to talk about a huge step backwards? How about all this shit of taking out, creatively editing Tom Sawyer books, Mark Twain's writings, period. Creatively editing those. Or removing Civil War statues and monuments. Or telling people that they can't have, the Jolly Roger, or they can't have this flag, or they can't have that flag. Or telling people that, you can't say certain things because this little group over here might get butthurt over it. I'm thinking if they're getting butthurt, they need to figure out how to not get butthurt. Because, what someone else says or does, the only way it affects you, if it's not like up close and personal, punching you in the face or something like that, whatever someone says has zero power to hurt you if you don't let it. Just putting that out there as well. Apparently, this ombudsman said that the article's contents breached a section of the press's code, which forbids the publication of material that is inflammatory, discriminatory, and targeting a specific group of people. In other words, you're making rules so that people will talk nice. People are not going to, they just won't talk nice in public. They'll talk nice in public. They'll still say that shit in private. You can't make rules to make that go away. And you know what? The more you make rules to make it go away, the more people are going to get in your face and say that kind of shit just because they're feeling a wee bit on the snarky side. Okay, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Apparently, he rebuked the publication for not verifying the article's true author, who was actually a 37-year-old Marius Root, who wrote under the pseudonym of feminist and student activist Shelley Garland. So Marius is apparently a guy that writes like he's a he identifies as a feminist. Okay. Is that the way that works? There's a picture here, but wow. Apparently, he also lambasted Pillay for her role in publishing the piece and her subsequent defense of the article. See, now, I don't know that I would have had so much of a problem with publishing the piece. I mean, it's out there already. You may as well publish it and go, this is the kind of crap that people put out there. Put a little blurb on there. But yeah, for her defending the piece, yeah, I could see her catching shit for that. Let's see. Oh, apparently she said that the article's discriminatory arguments were pretty standard for feminist theory, which, yeah, they really are. She later pulled the piece, not because she disagreed with its content, but because doubts arose over the identity of its author. So let me be painfully clear. No, obviously the water's pretty muddy already, so you being clear is that ain't gonna happen. If it is Pele's belief that the gist of Garland's article is correct, she is free to believe that and pursue her view. But then she must know that this is not possible within the confines of the code. Oh, so if it's not possible within the confines of the code, then she's not free to believe or pursue her view. Ah, okay, whatever. I still think it's a bunch of wanny woo woo. Why not let it stand? What is that, Gary L? Oh, we must develop and enforce a worldview that reduces all activities to a least common denominator and erase all outlying ones. That is true. That is true. And, good luck with that because, wow, y'all know that I have an issue with controlling, once it runs through my head, it just pretty much falls out my mouth. Oh, Slim Jim Flim got a free back crunch. I kind of sort of need one of those myself, but I have a sock with 2 tennis balls in it. Have you ever tried that? It really works. You take a tube sock and you put a tennis ball in it, then you tie a knot, and then you put another tennis ball, and then you tie a knot, and then you put that on the floor, and then you roll it along your spine. It's not exactly the most comfortable feeling in the world when you got knots along either side of your spine, but if you're not out a whole hell of a lot, it really does feel pretty darn works well. Oh, and see, I was going to get to that one next. Hi, JJ's. I see you. Ouch, Moosey. I didn't know you cracked a rib. Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to keep moving along. So, now that I've shared that, I'm going to put this over in the Freedoms Network real quick as well, just to get it over here. And then I'm going to move along. Because, yeah, I did see that thing about North Korea and their failed test. Obviously, these guys need to study more. Because, you keep failing tests like that, and you either copied notes off of someone that don't know what the hell they're talking about, or you were out partying the night before and didn't do any studying. Because they just keep failing at those tests. And everybody gets all in a dither. They're testing! They're testing! Really? Okay. I saw that earlier today on Facebook. Someone was just all in a dither over it, and it's, North Korea's testing a missile again. And I was like, really? So, do you have more than one source for that? Number one. Number two, did the source, did the test actually work? Or was it another one of those premature explosion things? There's other ways of saying that, but I'll just say premature explosion. It went off at the Launchpad. It's kind of like Hollywood Nights. What was his name? He was waiting for the girlfriend to crawl in the back of the station wagon or Woody wagon or whatever the hell that thing was. And she's sitting there getting herself all undressed, and he's like, oh, and too late. Too late. I'm thinking that's what goes on over in North Korea. They're like, we're so excited. We're so excited. The countdown. They just unstrapped the bra. Oh, too late. Too late. Oy. Yikes. That's pretty much what it is, peeps. And until I see otherwise, where it doesn't just either blow up on the launch pad or go up and then come right back down again, because, yeah, that's been known to happen as well. And I don't know that they have a little blue pill for, rockets that just plain can't get up. What's that, Grimmy? Yeah, it is kind of a funny headline. Bless his heart, he keeps trying. Oh, okay. Well, Moosey, hun, damn it all. You're not supposed to be cracking ribs. At least not your own. That is a very funny headline, though, Grim. Whee. Okay. What? I saw something else pop up. Yar, shiver me timbers and Arg. Gonna be walking the plank later, buddy. Me hearty. What the hell is a me hearty, anyway? Oh. Hi, Catherine. I see you, sweetheart. Okay. I'm going to go to that. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, North Korea ballistic missile test fire fails. Trump briefed. Really? Okay, now we know the answer to that question. Boxers or briefs? Trump is obviously briefs. This is from zerohedge.com, by the way, so yeah. I saw Yonhap News Agency, or that's on here. North Korea test fires a ballistic missile, says the South Korean military. Okay. They tested again. They failed again. I know, Thomas Edison is famous for being quoted as saying, I had 1,000 failed light bulbs before I finally got it right. Yeah. Who did you copy off of, you son of a bitch? What? Someone say timbers? I don't know, P. Bunyan. Are yours shivering? Okay, Grim. Now I'm going to have to go and look and see the picture. Damn it. See, I get so easily sidetracked. Oh, and this is in Telehub. Come on. Oh, that's just too... Okay, I got to share that one. I like that, Grimmy. Oh, poor little Kimmy. That is so sad. And yet, amusing. I got to put that on my bitch page over on Fakey Book. Just because. Because, sometimes you got to leave them laughing. I do like that. Okay. Oh, arr. Let's see. Where was I at? Besides Lost. Back to my pocket I go. I'll dig around in my pocket. I hope to God I don't find any of that icky Kimmy in there. That didn't come out right either, did it? Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is another one from heatstreet.com. I just have to go here because wow. This is one of those moments where you just got to go, wow. Really? Oy. I think P. Bunyan shared this one either this morning or yesterday morning. It's a study, and it's for today's 28th, so it must have been yesterday morning. Study describing breastfeeding as natural is unethical because it reinforces gender roles. Okay, we had someone from the HuffPo in South Africa get fired because she did something unethical, and now you got this kind of moronic bullshit. Yes, the morons are definitely in overachiever mode. It is ethically inappropriate for government and medical organizations to describe breastfeeding as natural because the term enforces rigid notions about gender roles, claims a study in pediatrics. Seriously? Oh, I cannot read I cannot read this in a normal voice then. If y'all are going to be this damn asinine. Let's see if I can do it in my munchkin.
Coupling nature with motherhood can inadvertently support biologically deterministic arguments about the roles of men and women in a family. For example, that women should be the primary caretaker, the study says. Study notes that in recent years, the U.S. Department of Human Resources and the American Academy of Pediatrics, the World Health Organization, and several state departments of health have all promoted breastfeeding over bottle feeding using the term natural. Referencing the natural in breastfeeding promotion may inadvertently endorse a set of values about family life and gender roles, which would be ethically inappropriate.
Okay, I can't do that shit anymore. It's like, really? Seriously? Are you shitting me? Unless such public service announcements make transparent the values and beliefs that underlie them. You should quit describing breastfeeding as natural. You shameful, unethically, inappropriately naturalist people, you. Wow, I'm getting a fog that's forming in my brain right now because it's like, wow, how does someone actually come up with this shit? Woo. Apparently, the study's authors, Jessica Martucci and Anna Barnhill, clearly have in mind an alternative set of values and beliefs about which they are not transparent. Oh, really? Let's see. Is this as clear as mud? I want to find out. It's unclear whether they're worried about how traditional female gender roles may limit women's progress in the workforce, or whether this is part of the discussion about whether conventional views about motherhood exclude transgender people. Well, I listened to a video earlier today that was basically saying men are men and women are women, and you just plain can't do. No matter how much you identify with the other one, no matter what la-la land you wish to go and occupy in mentally, in the physical world, even though you do surgeries and all that other fun stuff, no, just don't work that way. I'm not so sure that... I'm not going to, but this whole transgender thing is like, if you want to go and dress up like the opposite sex, hell, I wear jeans. Is that considered dressing up like the opposite sex? I've even been, actually today I'm wearing a flannel shirt. Does that mean that I'm a transgender? Because I'm dressing in attire that used to be considered mainly for the opposite sex? I'm just curious. I know. Rascal, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, or perhaps this is just another example of how the progressive obsession with gender and sexuality has permeated all fields of academic study. Something has permeated the fields of academic study, and I'm thinking it's something that smells pretty darn rotten. Regardless, Martucci and Barnhill mask their agenda by also making the unconvincing secondary argument that describing breastfeeding as natural fuels an anti-vaccine movement. Wow. Even I don't have those kind of squirrel moments. Wow. I'm impressed. I really am. It's a differently kind of impressed, but I am impressed. So when public service announcements praise breastfeeding as natural, Martucci and Barnhill argue the implication is that manufactured or mass-produced products are questionable or dangerous. Well, yes, they are. I've read the labels of baby formula. Thank you very little. So, these promotions may unintentionally encourage parents to reject scientific progress elsewhere. You want to know where some real scientific progress is, sweetheart? Show the mother how to consume a proper diet, not only while she's pregnant, but also while she's nursing. Wow! Just imagine. Mom and baby both benefit because while mom is breastfeeding baby, she loses weight faster. And baby is getting immune system boosters from mom. And as an added bonus, they're saving money by not having to spend bajillions of dollars on baby formula. Have you priced that shit lately? Holy crap, you'd think it was frickin' gold in there. Oh, there's lots of minerals and chemicals in there, but it ain't gold. If doing what is natural is best in the case of breastfeeding, how can we expect mothers to ignore that powerful and deeply persuasive worldview when making choices about vaccination, they write? You know what? If the mother eats properly, has a good diet, and passes that on to the child, then the child has an immune system to where they won't really need those junk vaccines. Oh, darn. Cutting into your money stream, aren't they? How much stock do y'all own in formula companies and vaccination companies? That's what I want to know. Or is that who paid for your little study, young ladies? And then they have a lovely little questionnaire at the bottom. Do babies have genders? Wow. Wow. And there are people out there that fall for this shit. They really, it makes me just kind of want to go, what the hell are you talking about? Oh my God, what is that? I thought that was the special sauce before the stuffing. Wow. Wow. I'm wow. Okay. Grammy shared this from worldtruth.tv. Woman stabs boyfriend for having sex with a turkey carcass. Apparently she didn't see American Pie, did she? Was that an apple pie that he... Wow. That was one of those moments where I went, oh, well, that just put me off a pie for a while. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now that I've caught up with the chat. There's some really, people out there that just need help. I have heard that is now medically possible. Slim Jim Flim. He asked, what about breastfeeding via man's tatas? And that's weird. But I guess if he wants to do the estrogen shit, the only thing is he is never going to get rid of his moobs then. So if he wants to go around for the rest of his life with moobs, okay, I guess. Wow. I have heard that they can do that now, though. So, wow. So sexist? Well, honey, I guess if someone want to slap a sexist badge on me, then go right ahead, sweetie. Doesn't mean I gotta wear it. Any kind of label someone wants to throw on me, if I don't care for the label, I don't let it stick. That's where that whole fun thing about when you're a kid and you say, I'm rubber and you're glue, and whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you, that brings a whole new meaning to that, doesn't it? A whole deeper meaning to it. When we were kids, we just said that shit, not realizing that whenever people say that kind of stuff, they're projecting their own attitudes onto you. And if you don't want to wear that attitude, don't wear it. Let it bounce back at them. Laugh it off. Ow. Ow. Rascal. Claws hurt. Okay, ow. Let me go here. Since I'm really... Hey, did you know that bras can cause cancer? I didn't really want to go to this link, but I'll go ahead. Oh. Okay, tetanus, common and rare yeah, okay, this is just a page link that I had in my pocket, and I'll go ahead and share it with you because there are some really cool articles in there. Can breast implants what? Yes, breast implants can cause cancer, and they do have leakage. So it's not just anal leakage that you have to worry about from Olestra. Fake tatas leak as well. Not necessarily a good thing. Actually, I can't imagine how it would be a good thing at all. But, okay. Here, do I want to go here? Okay, I'm going to check this one out just because I kind of sort of like the headline. It's one of those things where it grabbed me by the eyeballs, and I went, okay, let's check this shit. I threw it in my pocket and then went about my day. This is from WiseBread.com. So, do you want to be more attractive? Work these 5 magic words or phrases into your vocabulary. They say that many people say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and at the bar, beauty is in the eye of the beer holder, especially when it gets close to last call. So as the years go by, it's very liberating to realize that you're the most important beholder. Feeling confident and comfortable in your own skin is one key to becoming more attractive. So when I look at myself in the mirror in the morning, I go, holy shit, oh yeah, that's me. Now I look and I go, damn, you got way cool hair, girlfriend. But in any case, so if you want to speed up the process, here are 5 magic words and or phrases to find that balance of body, mind, and spirit and become more attractive. Number 1, Dayam. Okay, that's not how it is on there, but that's how I say it. Dayam. Like, damn, girlfriend, look at that way cool hair. It may appear as an indecent proposal. After all, certain types of cursing may completely turn off a potential partner. And then some of them might go, oh, talk dirty to me. I go for it. However, the smart use of this curse word has positive effects on your speech. Using the word dayam at the beginning or end of your speech significantly increases your persuasiveness and your perceived intensity. Which is why I say dayam. Besides the fact that I'm from out here in the middle of the boonies, and that's just how we say it out here. So, when you use this word, people tend to have a more positive attitude about the main subject or main topic of your speech. Really? I've never noticed that. The logic is that you present yourself as giving your candid opinion and showing passion about a topic. Oh, great. So now they're telling you how to be candid with your opinion and show passion, as if that is just ever so, authentic. Apparently, these 2 qualities are refreshing and make you more attractive in the eyes of others. Okay, I'm going to take a poll. So, am I more attractive in the eyes of others when I go, Damn. If you're a woman, say it with a smile. Men find happiness as the most attractive female expression. Really? I thought it was a heavy breathing thing, but I could be wrong. And if you're a man, say it with pride. Women consider men with a raised head and a puffed chest more. Who wrote this shit? That's funny. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Number 2. I like you a lot. A lot. I really like you a lot. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Apparently, there's no escaping the law of reciprocation. So, in a nutshell, this law states that you become obliged to give back what a person gave to you in the first place. No, well, okay, wait a minute. If someone gives me shit, I do give it back. Because I figure if you're going to dish it out, dude, you best be able to take it. Or dudette, however the case may be. Those are my 2 genders, dudes and dudettes. So, if Peter invites you to a party, you feel obligated to invite him back. Hi, Peter. Moving along. Or, hey, this is me. When Mary buys you a cup of coffee, you promise to buy her one the next time. Yeah, so if I buy you a cup of coffee, damn it, I expect a cup of Java right back. Okay? Just saying. I mean, that's etiquette and all, don't you know? If Steve bought you a present for your birthday, so you make a note to buy him one on his birthday. Well, it depends. Is it Scuba Steve or is it Pizza Steve? If it's Scuba Steve, then I'll just send him an obnoxious card. And if it's Pizza Steve, then I will show up on his doorstep and go, want some pizza, Steve? Because he just loves it when I do that. He was, one of my youngest daughter's roommates when she was doing the whole Three's Company thing, only reversed. She was the only girl, and there was like 3 guys living in the house, and yeah, fun guys, especially when they stepped out to the garage to light one up, and I looked at my daughter because I had gone out and gotten the pizza. Seriously, I did. And I come back in the house and it's like, what the hell? Where'd the guys go? And she said, shh, they're out in the garage. And I said, so what are they doing out in the garage? Are they having a circle jerk or what? Seriously, I do talk to my daughter that way. And she said, no, they're lighting up a blunt. And so I'm like, oh. So I got all mom. I did the mom face and everything. I snuck up to the door, and then I opened it really fast, and I went, what the hell you boys doing out here? The looks on their faces were priceless. And trying to not choke, and hide their little doobie behind their back and fanning so that I wouldn't smell it. And it's like, dude, I could smell it before I even opened the door. Pass that damn thing over here. And that's when I think I could have swore one of them shit their pants. Which is also the same night that Pizza Steve got his nickname Pizza Steve. But that's a whole other story. In any case, apparently in a study in which women were shown Facebook profiles of men, the women were more attracted to the men who had said that they liked the woman a lot. Ah, okay. And the study showed that women were more attracted to men that like them a lot over just those that liked them. Well, duh, if someone, unless they're like creepy stalkerish, and then it's like, ew. So if you like somebody, say it with passion. That way, the feeling has a higher probability of being reciprocated. So, sailor, I like you a lot. Arr. Ha. This is fun. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm having fun with this. Okay, number 3. Thank you. Good manners are sexy, which yes, they are. I will attest to that. Joint research. Ooh, dude, joint research. Where's that pizza again? Joint research from the Harvard Business School and the Wharton School found 2 important effects from receiving a thank you after completing a task for somebody. First, individuals that receive thanks for completing a task feel higher levels of self-worth than those that don't receive a note of gratitude. It's no secret that we like to be around people that make us feel better about ourselves. Saying thank you when someone does something nice for you makes you stand out from the crowd. And unfortunately, that is true because there's not enough people out there that are appreciative. You know, even if it's just holding a door open, which I think that's just absolutely awesome. I can't tell you how many times. And I always say thank you, sir, or thank you, dear lady. You know, whomever holds the door, because, you know, you got to let them know that they're going out of their way is truly appreciated. And I truly do appreciate it when people do those things. Second, individuals that receive gratitude are more likely to help the person giving that gratitude, which, yes, they are. Which is why my guys are always so helpful with me at work, because I make muffins. And I say thank you a lot because I truly do appreciate everything that they do. So remember the law of reciprocation. It applies here as well. By saying thank you, you create an opportunity to bond with members of the opposite sex and create your window to talk often in the future. Don't miss a chance to thank others. They will definitely remember it, which, yeah, I remember the people that say thank you to me for doing something for them. It makes you feel as though you do wish to, you know, step it up a notch. So, or at least for me it does. Okay. Number 4. You. Oh, as in Y-O-U, not E-W-E. If you're already close to being intimate with your crush, seal the deal with a specific and using you. Okay. So according to a renowned psychotherapist and author, you is the hottest word you can say to a woman in bed. Really? Ooh, you. This subtle modification intensifies feelings and acts as a strong stimulant. Does it really? Huh. I'm trying to remember. Say you're great instead of this is great. Okay, well, yeah, duh. Or whisper, I want you instead of I want this. Well, yeah. Because one is you are saying you want the person and the other one is saying I just want to get laid. Duh. Shout, you feel good, and not this feels good. Well, duh. Those are just obvious. I thought everybody knew that shit. Apparently, people need lessons in this. That is truly sad. Wow. By working you into your talk with your partner, you convey that you care and focus on your partner. And this makes you more attractive and desirable. Oh, this is fun. So, what do you think? That's at number 5. Whether it's a simple, what do you think we should get for dinner, or a more profound, what do you think about the new mass transportation proposal for the city? I don't know that I would have those kind of discussions in bed, but okay. Well, you were in bed earlier. So asking for the opinion of somebody else is a surefire way of making yourself more attractive in their eyes. Well, it's also a common courtesy. Uncommon courtesies, apparently nowadays, but This way, you're asserting that his or her opinion is important to you and that you take it into consideration. No matter how big or small the decision, if you involve somebody in the decision-making process, it makes them feel special and appreciated. This phrase is particularly effective with good-looking people because it shows that you care not only for their looks, but also for their brains. Wow. Talk about being, how would you, an attractivist? There, I just made up a word. Or a beautifist? No, that doesn't sound right. Wow. So what words or phrases do you find attractive? Whisper them in the comments. And you know what? I don't see any comments. So. Oh, really? I would be meaning EUE, huh? You. Meh. I don't know. JJ's, is that true? I don't know if JJ's is still listening or if he's still here, but I'm just checking. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. So what's going on in your neck of the woods, Grimmy? I see you got Wonderground stuff posted, and I really don't want to pull that one up, but Oh, joint research. Yeah, that's true, Rob. It is a bunch of guys sitting around getting stoned, which was pretty much what was happening in the garage when I opened the door. Oh, that was so funny. I'm such an evil mom, but I love it so. And my children still talk to me on occasion. Okay. Let's see. This is just too funny. I like that. I like that. That was a fun one to read. Okay. I'm going to go back to my pocket now because I do have one other thing in there that I wanted to get to this. Bill Waterston. And I shared this earlier today in the RLM chat. I believe I shared the Calvin's Last Moments. And if I remember correctly, I know I read that a couple years ago, I think on the radio. Don't know that I necessarily want to go there again because if I remember correctly, I did get a little bit on the choked up side, and I just really don't know that I want to go there tonight, you know? Because I do have a tendency. Normal winter weather there. Oh, well, cool, Grim. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting snow here, and people always wonder, why don't you put your garden out until closer to Mother's Day? And it's because this is why. I will start my seedlings in the house, but I don't put that garden out till close to Mother's Day because, yeah, I've had to replant several times. And there's been times when I put my garden out on Mother's Day, and then a freeze comes along, and I have to replant again. So, yeah. So I've just learned, don't put it outside till around Mother's Day. In any case, this next one is betterhumans.coach.me. And it's from Bill Watterson, How to Find Your Life's Meaning, which I found my life's meaning a long time ago, and then I forgot it. You know how sometimes you lose your muchness? You know, kind of like you lose your happy thoughts, and then when you finally find your happy thoughts, you've also found your muchness? Well, I lost my muchness for a while there, and then I found it again. And I really do think my purpose in life is to, if for no other reason, bring a smile to your face, even if it's just whatever the hell I did, you go, holy shit, I can't believe she did that. You know, and you smile and like she's insane, which I'll wear that badge. But that, to me, I really think that's my purpose in life, is to try and help people at least find something to smile about in the day. no matter how shitty of a day they're having, or even no matter how shitty of a day I'm having. So long as I can find at least one thing to smile about that day, then the day's not a total loss. That's the way I look at it. So, 5 years before Calvin and Hobbes, Bill Watterson was living a life of loud desperation. I see you JJs are online. What's that? Just a sec. Gotta check this. Rob's done many hours of joint research. Why does that not surprise me, Rob? I can't figure out why that doesn't shock me. Okay. Damn it. Someone beat me to the duck again. Nate Shazbat. Okay, back to Bill. So, he followed all the rules. He got into a good school. He interned. He graduated. Yet, within a year of finding his first job as a political cartoonist, Watterson was back at home living with his parents. Failure led to despair, and despair led to questioning. Watching my career explode on the Launchpad, kind of like North Korea has a habit of doing, caused some soul searching. I eventually admitted that I didn't have what it takes to be a good political cartoonist. That is, an interest in politics, and I returned to my first love, comic strips. So, not comedians that strip on stage either. So, what would be Watterson's first step toward making a legendary comic known today as Calvin and Hobbes? Yeah, the first steps don't pay the bills. Watterson had to find a job. A real job. Get a haircut, get a real job. I'm not getting a haircut, got a real job. So a real job is a job you hate. No, I like my job. I designed car ads and grocery ads in a windowless basement at a convenience store, and I hated every single minute of the 4.5 million minutes I worked there. I wonder if he actually did the math on that. For 5 years, Watterson drew comics, submitted them to newspapers, and waited, fingers crossed, for a reply. For 5 years, he opened the mailbox to find a pile of rejection slips. The world is filled with artists fighting for a handful of valued positions, and Watterson had no guarantee that he would ever make it as a comic artist. Most of us give up after 1 or 2 failures. So why was Watterson different? What kept him going for 5 years? Well, to endure 5 years of rejection to get a job requires either a faith in oneself that borders on delusional or a love of the work. And I loved the work. Drawing comic strips for 5 years without pay drove home the point that the fun of cartooning wasn't in the money. It was in the work. And see, that's when you know you truly love what you do. You don't do it because of the paycheck that you take home. You do it because you really enjoy what you're doing. There was no promise that success would ever come, but for Watterson, that was okay. He was fueled by something else. See, there's no such thing as an overnight success. You will do well to cultivate the resources in yourself that bring you happiness outside of success or failure. So how can we learn to find meaning outside of success and failure? Bill Watterson's commencement speech given to Kenyon College in 1990 gives us some clues. Number 1, see the future. Forced into a job he hated, Watterson got to see a bit of the future. Watterson looked at his co-workers and saw a glimpse of what he might become. My fellow prisoners at work were basically concerned about how to punch the time clock at the perfect second where they would earn another 20 cents without doing any work for it. It was incredible. After every break, the entire staff would stand around in the garage where the time clock was and wait for that last click. I've seen that, actually, at previous jobs. They call it a rude awakening for a reason. It was a rude shock to see just how empty and robotic life can be when you don't care about what you're doing, and the only reason you're there is to pay the bills. So when you see the empty robotic people 10 or 20 years older than you, who followed the same script you were raised to follow, you start to wonder, is that all there is? The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. That is Thoreau. Number 2, realize there is no ladder. Now, this author says that he comes from an Asian family, and for many of us, life is scripted from day one. Piano, math competitions, straight A's, Ivy League, doctor, lawyer, or physician. So up and up the corporate ladder we are born to climb. I don't like heights, so I try and stay away from ladders. Watterson warns against this. Many of you will be going on to law school, business school, medical school, or other graduate work. And you can expect the kind of starting salary that, with luck, lots of luck, rata rock, will allow you to pay off your own tuition debts within your own lifetime. But having an enviable career is one thing, and being a happy person is another. Yeah. So somewhere at the end of the ladder, they tell us, lies happiness. Too bad the ladder has no end. Creating a life that reflects your values and satisfies your soul is a rare achievement. In a culture that relentlessly promotes avarice and excess as the good life, a person happy doing his work is usually considered an eccentric, if not a subversive. Ambition is only understood if it's to rise to the top of the imaginary ladder of success. Unfortunately, most of those that rise to the top are floaters. And I'm not talking people doing the back float in a swimming pool. I'm talking something else that tends to bob to the top of the toilet. You'll be told in 100 ways, some subtle and some not, to keep climbing. And never be satisfied with where you are, who you are, or what you're doing. There are a million ways to sell yourself out, and I guarantee you'll hear about them. So, what do we do when we realize climbing isn't the answer? Number 3, you ask questions. There's a reason life is scripted. It's easy and it works. If you're prepared not to climb, get ready for a lot of questions. Questions nobody wants you to ask. It's a terrible thing to be responsible for yourself. Terrible, because adulting is hard. Suddenly you have to make hard decisions. You'll find your own ethical dilemmas in all parts of your life, both personal and professional. We all have different desires and needs. But if we don't discover what we want from ourselves and what we stand for, we will live passively and unfulfilled. Sooner or later, we are all asked to compromise ourselves and the things we care about. We define ourselves by our actions. With each decision, we tell ourselves and the world who we are. Think about what you want out of this life and recognize that there are many kinds of success. In some ways, Watterson was lucky he was fired. Perhaps if he hadn't been forced into that dark, meaningless convenience store basement to make drawings he didn't like for a cause he didn't believe in, he would have taken the easy way out. After all, most of us do. A powerful friend to those who ask questions is philosophy. And reading those turgid philosophers here in these remote stone buildings may not get you a job, but if those books have forced you to ask yourself questions about what makes life truthful, purposeful, meaningful, and redeeming, you have the Swiss Army knife of mental tools, and it's going to come in handy all the time. Little interesting fact, Watterson named his comic strip after two philosophers, John Calvin and Thomas Hobbes. In school, we're taught that philosophy is dead. Old man philosophy has been kicked off his throne, and in his place is a new king. Science! Because science! But there are big questions that science can't ever answer. Like, who am I? What happens after I die? And why am I here? Maybe not asking those questions is why so many young and not so young people are lost today. After all, how can you head in a meaningful direction when you don't even know which way meaningful is? Number 4, find the spark. Somewhere amidst all the questions and doubt and trial and error, a spark will come. It might be triggered by a class or a book or a midnight conversation. It will leap at you and grab your interest. It will light you up inside and make you say, Cultivate that interest, and you may find a deeper meaning in your life than feeds your soul and spirit. Your preparation for the real world is not an answer you've learned, but in questions you've learned how to ask yourself. So find that spark, cup it in your hands, and let it grow. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble. I really like that. I think it's a very, very insightful. And, anybody that's read Calvin and Hobbes, wow, let me tell you, that definitely, definitely had an awful lot of political call them out on their bullshit stuff going on. What is that? Grammy, I see that. Charlotte Observer. Let me check this shit out. Mugshot. Holy. Wow. That's like, she did that on purpose? I've heard the way you do that, you get that black in your eyes, is you actually have them inject this ink shit into your eyes. Why? Why would you do that? Obviously, these people have not found their life purpose. Hi, J. Dread Hansel. How you doing, hun? I see you over there on the RLM chat. Who are you going to harass and annoy later? Okay. I'm going to go back over here. And I think, seeing as how it's getting late in the show, I am going to go check out the pig and see what happened this date in history and see if maybe I can find something else that just kind of grabs my attention. Trips my trigger, so to speak. So, the day is heckler's veto. Ah, that's a phrase, hon, not a word. Using the threat of violence to coerce and or intimidate an individual or group into sacrificing their unalienable rights to appease rampaging Marxist assholes. Ah, yeah, Grammy, she's a hottie, all right. She's right out of the dens of Hades. That kind of hottie. Yeah, she's still smoking. Can you see it rising off the ends of her hair? Wow. She's a real hottie there, Grim. I think you should go for it. I think you need to tell her, I like you. I like you a lot. Hi, Free Enslaved. I see Free Enslaved has joined. Hi, sweetheart. And Cowboy Tech has left. Darn it. Okay. Back to the pig. In their quotable quotes section, while the form of treachery varies slightly from case to case, liberals always manage to take the position that most undermines American security. Annie Coulter. You know, I'm not really so sure if I'm worried about American security because maybe America just needs a security blanket and a binky. Or maybe it just needs to suck its thumb for a while. I'm more concerned about people that live in this piece of dirt, this geographical area, being able to actually exercise their inalienable rights. That's what and those are not rights that are granted by the Constitution. They were supposed to be guaranteed to not be infringed upon, but yeah, well, y'all know how their guarantees work. Did you read the fine print? Yeah. Today's question, did freedom of speech die today? No, honey. No, it did not. So, what? Yes, Grimmy, you just might wake up missing parts. Probably parts that you'd grown very attached to. Ooh, yeah, you might want to stay away from her. Don't sleep. If you do sleep, Grim, sleep with one eye open. Whee! Okay, you know what? Apparently, I'm not the only one that goes to Heat Street. Because in the tasty tidbits over here on the pig, racism, they have something from heatstreet.com. White student reported to bias officials for looking at someone the wrong way. Did they look at her askance? Apparently, a white university student was reported to a campus anti-bias police. Really, they have fucking anti-bias police on campuses now? Holy crap. Do they have adult diapers there and binkies and security blankets as well? Must have those if you have to have an anti-bias police. Apparently, this is for allegedly looking at someone in a racist way. I'm going to have to figure out how. I'm going to have to work on that. I want to develop that skill. Moose! Moosey! Oh, Moosey, pay attention here. This was the female student who was shopped to officials at the University of Wisconsin-Madison for glaring at Asian American peers. Moosey, did you do that? I could see Moosey doing that. I really could. And I could see her enjoying every second of it, too. So the complaints were submitted to the university's bias incident reporting system, a system creeping onto most American university campuses. That is a very good word for it. It's creeping. It's oozing. It's...
Guess what? We're the bias police.
It encourages students to formally... Okay, it encourages students to formally each other. Formally? How about formally report each other whenever they perceive They perceive their own personal perception, as in the way they took what someone did, not necessarily what they did, but the way they took it internally. They perceived someone's speech or behavior to be biased. Biased is two butt cheeks, right? Everybody's got two unless they had an unfortunate industrial accident, right? Biased. Okay. Alrighty. According to one report at the university's Bias incident reporting system obtained by the College Fix, a white female student was reported for looking at other Asian American women. Asian American women. I wonder if they call them Asian American women when they're like in the UK. Or if they call them Asian American women if they're in Mexico or Canada. Or do they call them Asian American women when they're like in Japan or China? Are they still Asian American? Or is that just another one of those butthurt brigade lovely little euphemistic things that people throw out there and say, you must call me this because we are in the land of the free and the home of the brave, and I have every right to tell you how you must refer to me. How stupid. Obviously, it's not the land of the brave anymore because nobody's brave enough to step up to them and say, oh, really? Seriously? Here's your binky. Big baby. I'll call you whatever I damn well please. Grow a pair. So, here is the text of the report. Are you ready for this? I'm not. But here we go anyway. There was a female student that kept making glares at me and another student. She would glare at both of us and then continued to proceed on her phone. This proceeded for 2 hours. 2 hours. So why were you staring at this woman for 2 hours? Huh? I think that glaring goes both ways. Both me and the victim were Asian American women. We were Asian American women, but now we're just really members of the butthurt brigade. But we were Asian American women. Now we're Asian American 3-year-olds having a mommy spanked me moment. I don't know if race plays a part in it, though this event was small and seemingly insignificant. It made me and the other victim feel unsafe, uncomfortable, and paranoid. We did not approach this person. It is part of the litany of bizarre complaints from students, including one who alleged that she was given a burnt piece of French toast because of her race. Egad! Oh, the humanities! Burnt French toast? Say it isn't so! Are you shitting me? The report also said, it's nothing serious, but I feel I need to get this out of my mind. Around 2 p.m. afternoon last Friday, 2 p.m. afternoon. Honey, p.m. means afternoon. Redundant? I think so. After 2 p.m. last Friday, I went to Gordon Market to grab some late lunch and got French toast from one of the male kitchen staffs there. Okay, well, see, the guy can't cook. Or it was left under the warmer a little bit long. Was it a little bit on the chewy side? I don't know why, but he gave me a clearly quite burnt toast among all the other breads that were not burnt. I was so shocked, but I couldn't say anything. I just accepted it. I am a female Asian student. As if that has anything to do with accepting a burnt piece of toast that you're crying over. Did you spill your milk as well? I can't. Wow. You know, it just, wow. Truth is so much stranger than fiction. Wow. Okay. And they got the Washington Post on here. And they got, what was that? Okay. This is something from the WAPO. For 10 years, the 82nd Avenue of Roses Business Association has kicked off the City of Portland's annual Rose Festival with a family-friendly parade meant to attract crowds to its diverse neighborhoods. Apparently not diverse enough. Set to march in the parade's 67th spot this year was the Multnomah. What the hell is that? It's a county Republican Party. A fact that so outraged two self-described anti-fascist groups in the deep blue Oregon City that they pledged to protest and disrupt the April 29th event. Then came an anonymous and ominous email, according to parade organizers, that instructed them to cancel the GOP group's registration or else. Okay, if I would have gotten something like that, I would have said, fuck you, who? Oh, damn, no. No, we're going to try and find as many of them there bloodlickens as we possibly can. Fuck you, who? Ass munches. No, you don't give in to little trash monkeys like that. No. You have seen much more power we have downtown, and that the police cannot stop us for shutting down roads. So please consider your decision wisely, because we will mow roads and stuff and things. Apparently, the anonymous email also referred to the violent riots that hit Portland after the 2016 presidential election, reported the Oregonian, and this is non-negotiable. You know, the only reason those riots got so damn violent was because they didn't just put a stop to it right off the bat. And where the fuck were the parents? By the way, yeah, I'm dropping some F-bombs. This is really making me crankified. Where were the parents of these children? Obviously, you people didn't go and grab little Johnny or little Janie by the ear and say, what the fuck you think you're doing? Seriously? Because obviously those parents didn't have mommy and daddy do that to them either. It is a trickle-down theory, only when this kind of shit trickles down, it's the Hershey Squirts kind of trickle down. Ay. The email said that 200 people would rush into the parade. Ooh, 200 people. Ooh, they're going to rush into the parade. Ooh, and they're going to drag and push. Ooh, I'm really scared now. Yeah, they're going to drag and push those that are marching with the bloodlicking party. Ooh, I'm really, where's my binky? Where's my safe space? Really? We will not give 1 inch to groups who espouse hatred toward LGBT, immigrants, people of color, or others, it said. Well, you guys are espousing hatred towards them. Not very inclusive, are you? How about instead of just being one of them haters gonna hate kind of thing and saying you're gonna drag and push them people around, you big bullies, how about you have a conversation with them? You know? That probably wouldn't hurt. You express your opinion, they express theirs, do so in an adult manner. Oh, wait. Oh, I said that A word. Never mind. Apparently on Tuesday, the business association buckled. They crumpled. They just couldn't take it anymore. And they announced that they would cancel the parade altogether. So Wanny Woo-Woos win again. Yay. Following threats of violence during the parade by multiple groups planning to disrupt the event, 82nd Avenue of Rose's Business Association can no longer guarantee the safety of our community and have made the difficult decision to cancel the parade. How about you just share that email with the rest of the members of the community and let the community decide if they want to stand guard against these little Westboro Baptist Church wannabes and step up and say, "Excuse me, little douchebag. We've been doing this for how many years? We kind of like it. We don't want your little douchebaggery going on. We will stop you. Why didn't you do that?" No, couldn't do it. Had to buckle. Because they're wanny woo-woos. Apparently, the anti-fascist groups Oregon Students Empowered and Direct Action Alliance were behind the organized protest scheduled for the parade Saturday, but told the Oregonian that they had nothing to do with the anonymous email. Wink, 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 wink. Apparently, a petition to bring back the parade garnered nearly 200 signatures online, but on Wednesday, organizers stood firmly beside their decision because, well, not doing something is easy to stand firmly by. Huh? It's all about safety. Yes, those who are willing to give up freedoms, to give up liberty, in order to have a little bit of safety or perceived safety, deserve no freedom and no liberty. If we can't provide safety for our fans, then there's no use in trying. How do you know you can't provide it if you don't even attempt, you little douchies? That was from Rich Jarvis, who's a spokesman for the Rose Festival Foundation. Our official position is we're extremely sad about this. Your official position is laying down and taking it up the backside like good little soldiers. Little droner bees. Somebody said something naughty and now we're just going to take it in the backside. Online, others were outraged, calling members of the anti-fascist groups who planned to protest snowflakes, anti-American, and a bunch of chickens and brats, which, okay, I can go along with some of that. Shutting down free speech is the epitome of fascism, one person wrote on their Facebook. This is America, which, yeah, for an anti-fascist group, they sure are exhibiting an awful lot of fascistic behavior, in my humble opinion. Ay, whanny woo-woos win the day again. It's really sad. Really is. Grow a damn spine, people. And then straighten it up a little bit. Oh, well. This date in history, April the 28th, 1855. Boston is cited the first veterinarian college in USA. Tragedy averted when bloviating lib bun ranger dressed only in chaps is mistaken for a narwhal and scheduled for dissection. I know who that person is. Barney Chaps boy. And this date in history, April the 28th, 1914, W.H. Carrier patents air conditioning, spends rest of his career chillin'. Quite nicely, actually. And finally, this date in history, April the 28th, 1988, Aloha Airlines road tests the first Boeing 737 with a retractable roof. Test deemed a failure when stewardess dies. That's their funny way of saying that, yeah, a chunk of, and she went, yeah. Didn't work so good. That's kind of, I wonder if it was built in Korea. North Korea, by the way. Snark alert. Oh, well. Yes. Supreme Court case, WordPress.com. I'll have to check that out. What? You gonna prank call somebody? Sweet! Sweet. I like prank calls. The day it was I like that. I like that a lot. The day it was legalized. Cool. Okay, what was that other one? Oh, that was that one. Let me check this one. Protesting is not an act of freedom. It is an appeal to authority. You are fighting for your rights. Your slaves begging for longer chains. Yeah. I can't argue with that logic. I really cannot. Okay. Let's see. Do I have anything else fun and creative that I want to get to yet this evening? Let me check my pocket one more time. I will go ahead and share I shared it earlier today, but I need to share it again just because. And it is, for me at least, a bit of a tearjerker. It's in the final minutes of his life, Calvin has one last talk with Hobbes. And you do know Hobbes is real, don't you? Y'all realize that? I hope to go. Hobbes is real. And he almost always knows what he's talking about. Almost always. So, welcome back, Cowboy Tech. I see you. Okay. That was one link too many. Okay. Really fast. I'm just going to go to this one because, a lot of people don't realize that plants communicate. They've already done all these, which, every time you do a scientific study, it makes me wonder, are they actually proving something, or are they just, making things happen to their preconceived notions? I always wonder that, back in my mind, that always wanders around and, like blows a little kazoo thingy. But from upliftconnect.com, plants communicate using an internet of fungi. And I have seen some other stuff about this. They're really fun guys. It's a biological superhighway linking the plant kingdom. Hidden beneath the surface and entangled in the roots of Earth's astonishing and diverse plant life, there exists a biological superhighway linking together the members of the plant kingdom in what researchers call the Wood Wide Web. This organic network operates much like our internet, allowing plants to communicate, bestow nutrition, or even harm one another. Think it's just people that do that? Nah. The network is comprised of thin threads of fungus known as mycelium. It's composed of that. And it grows outward underground up to a few meters from its partnering plant, meaning that all of the plant life in the region is likely tapped into the network and connected to one another. The partnership of the roots of the plants and the fungi is known as mycorrhizae, and is beneficial for both parties involved. Plants provide carbohydrates to the fungi, and in exchange, the fungi aids in gathering water and providing nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen to the partnering plant. Cool. This fungal network has also been found to allow plants to aid one another in growth and flourishing. University of British Columbia graduate Suzanne Simard was the first to show that trees such as Douglas fir and paper birch were capable of transferring carbon to smaller trees that may not be receiving enough sunlight, allowing seedlings to grow in the shade of other trees. Simard believes that many of the world's seedlings would not be able to survive if it weren't for the lifeline this network provides. I think that's really pretty darn fascinating. And I've seen an awful lot of different stuff out there in the World Wide Web and on YouTube about some of that, where they've actually, with special cameras and shit, they can show the fungi and how it intermeshes with the plant life in a forest. It's really kind of cool. So, you know what? I am out of time, or just about. Y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on this Freaker Friday evening, and yeah, I've kind of gone far afield and gotten a little on the freaky deaky side, but hey, that's what Freaker Fridays are for. Arg, mateys. Yes, that's right, Grammy. They are such fun guys. Be sure to stick around because later on this evening will be Grimner and Moose Girl with the Freakers Ball. Then tomorrow morning, my time, or, noon Eastern time, is the Dork Table with Flash Rooney Dork and yours truly. Tomorrow afternoon at, is that 4 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Eastern? I always I always get that. Tomorrow afternoon, shortly after the dork table, is Kira with the bridge. Then tomorrow evening will be Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage. Sunday at noon Eastern Time or 11 o'clock my time, which is the time of the cosmos, by the way, is Grimner. And he's going to be playing some blues, leading you, or he might start early. You never know. He'll be playing the blues, leading you into Hal Anthony, who's going to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass and give you the what for and then some as well out behind the woodshed. So, or that too. And then Sunday evening is Gary L and Gigi's Boo with the Road Less Traveled. So lots of cool shit going on this weekend. Also, JJ's, I believe, is going to be popping on sometime. Is that tomorrow? Is he coming out on Saturdays? JJ's will be jumping in and playing some tunage for us as well, entertaining us from the jolly island of Scotland. And I do a totally sucky ass accent for the British Isles and all that other fun stuff. So, but JJ's will entertain us. He's so entertaining, and he's got a fun accent. He does the Scottish accent really well. He really does, honest and for true. Let's see. And I said all of that way so fast. Hi, Betsy. And Gary L again. You guys are most welcome. I'm just so tickled that y'all listen in. Some bluzz. What? Mycelium. Oh. Thank you, Beth, for telling mycelium. See, now when you do it like that, I know how to pronounce it. How cool. Thank you. I do kind of have a bit of an issue sometimes with pronunciation. I know that sucks, you guys. Oh, okay. And I'm going to quick share this one. This is one that Rob Works shared the other day. And yeah, I believe it. It's from the trenches, worldreport.com. Hair is an extension of the nervous system, and I do believe that. I really do. And yet I dyed mine again, so... Oh, you are most welcome, Free Enslaved. I'm just so tickled that you even made it. Don't get to see you very often anymore. So go ahead and share that link from Rob Works as well. And let's see. Do I have anything? Bourbon shit. Well, wow, you guys are all chitty-chatting an awful lot over here on the in the corner pocket. Cool beans. Wow, I still have 5 minutes. Okay, I got to go somewhere else. I really do. I got to go there. Got to find something. Take up this 5 minutes because I can't quit 5 minutes early. That's just wrong. So, what? Okay, the FARC headline is, do you want to escape poverty? Well, it will take you 20 years of perfect planning and execution with no unexpected illness, accidents, or other life events. And even then, you'll be in debt up to your eyeballs. Enjoy the American dream. Because, Merca, let's check this shit out. Got a few minutes. It's from theatlantic.com. Skip ad. I don't want to do that. So, a lot of factors have contributed to American inequality: slavery, economic policy, technological change, the power of lobbying, globalization, and so on, etc., etc., etc. And in their wake, what's left? That's the question at the heart of the new book, The Vanishing Middle Class: Prejudice and Power in the Dual Economy by Peter Timman, an economist from MIT. He argues that following decades of growing inequality, America is now left with what is more or less a two-class system. One small, predominantly white upper class that wields a disproportionate share of money, power, and political influence, and a much larger, minority-heavy, but still mostly white, lower class that is all too frequently subject to the first group's whims. In other words, the leeches that suck the lifeblood out of the rest of us, if we allow them to. Temin identifies two types of workers in what he calls the dual economy. The first are skilled, tech-savvy workers and managers with college degrees and high salaries who are concentrated heavily in fields such as finance, technology, and electronics. Hence his labeling it the FTE sector. They make up about 20% of a roughly 320 million people who live in America. The other group is the low-skilled workers, which he simply calls the low-wage workers because we don't get a fun little acronym. No, we just get low-wage sector. Well, that just sucks. I'm going to let you guys finish reading this because that's just such a total downer. And you know what? Maybe some of those people actually chose to be in the low-wage sector because they really, really, really don't want to be the douchebags in the high end, you know? I don't want to be a douchebag in the high end. Therefore, I stay away from them there high-end people. This does go on for quite a while, too. And it's like, apparently the increasing Latino population is also filling that gap. You know what? We really need to quit dividing. We just really need to stop dividing. Stop being so damn divisive, people. We're all people. If you cut me, do I not bleed red blood? If I didn't, I'd be alien. Oh well. Y'all been listening to the Rocket Chair on this Freaker Friday. Thank you once again for listening in, playing along. I truly, honestly, and truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are so awesome and you're so fun. And yeah, thanks for helping me have giggles because that really helps top off my day as well. So have an absolutely splendiferous